stunning looks than swift.
Oh, incredible. The second 400-plus score that we've seen in this tournament. Pakistan picked 4 pacers, New Zealand got 400, and after 4 hours, here we are to look back at one innings. We'll also keep an eye out on what's happening in Ahmedabad on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Matchday with Ravindra, just with a hunger and on a rampage for runs and creating records, breaking them, the first New Zealander to 3 World Cup centuries. So, lots to discuss. And a lot of people to discuss it with. Steve Harmison is here, Anil Kumble is here. We'll hear from McClenaghan and Urooj Mumtaz shortly. Every time I see you, Anil, nice to see you again, by the way.
Good to see you, Raunak.
I have greater appreciation for any bowler who grew up at the Chinnaswamy Stadium and played all his cricket over there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I was very surprised with the kind of effort that Pakistan have put in, and also the decision to field first on a surface where, you know, in Bangalore it's going to be a good surface. In a day game, you generally bat first, and no spinner. Only Iftikhar bowling some off spin, but no regular spin. I know Pakistan have had issues with spin throughout this tournament, but at least you expect Osama Mir, who bowled well. Yeah. I thought he did well as a leg spinner. He would have been quite a handful. 400 to chase, they'll have to really bat out of their skin.
My goodness. But I guess on the other hand, we can only admire what is clearly now a player that we may see for many, many, many years in Ravindra.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some IPL franchises ready and waiting for Ravindra, because the boy's in supreme form. Was at 523 runs at 74, and he had Kane Williamson alongside him, and Ravindra, it just looks effortless. Even the dismissal, the shot, that it's like how he got it to where he got it and the fashion he got it. It's, for me, he is a special talent. I first seen him in that Pakistan series early last year, and you could just see that he oozes class. He's got so much time at the crease, and his ability to find the gap in the ring and then pierce the gap with power as well, with just a flick of the wrist. His timing was brilliant, and Kane Williamson as well. Yeah, as at 3 times he's batted in 9 months, 350s he's got. He looks as though he's never been aware. Yeah, I think that's the point we have to make, Mitch, for Kane Williamson. What a lovely little thing it must have been to see Ravindra and Williamson stitch a partnership together in an important World Cup game. This could well be Williamson's last World Cup. We know it's definitely not Ravindra's, but that partnership effectively has put New Zealand in front. Take me through it.
Well, unless India ask Rachin to come back and play for India, yep, it will be. We'll see a lot more of Rachin in the Silver Fern, mate. So, look, Kane, it was awesome to have Kane back. I think Pakistan missed a trick. They bowled short, allowed him to bring that bottom hand into play, and when you've got a fractured thumb on the top hand, you really need to attack the stumps. And for whatever reason, the strategy from the Pakistan bowlers was to bang the middle of the wicket. At the start against Conway and Ravindra, yep, that's a way you can get them out. But as soon as you saw the wicket was slow, you really need to be hitting the top of the stumps and giving no width.
All right, Urooj, all yours, because we also see now why New Zealand were happy with the spinners and just the 2 seamers. Now how do we reflect on the team, the decision of the toss, and the points Mitch just made? All yours. Take it away.
Oh, well, you can reflect on the decision of the toss. Again, what Anil said, that you can put into context the brilliance of Kane Williamson and Ravindra. Everything said and done. But again, Pakistan were well below par and poor with the ball again. It's not something that we've seen the first time. Just when you thought that they finally understood the lengths, again, it was baffling that it came 7 games into the tournament for them to understand that you have to hold your length, try to hit top of off, which seems to be working. But again, they went back to providing too much width. Either they were too short or too full, and there was absolutely no pressure. I don't remember a period of even 2 overs consistently back-to-back where there was pressure applied in terms of bowling onto New Zealand. So Pakistan, again, with Babar Azam's captaincy, you could question maybe why there was no slip when Kane came in. You put 4 frontline spinners and you yet bowled with Iftikhar in the power play with Wasim Jr.'s natural angle away from the left-hander, and he's probably been by far the most consistent bowler for Pakistan. So it's mind-boggling. I don't have an explanation for it because execution was poor. And it's been the story for Pakistan, and every time you think it can't get worse, it has. And that's just been the story. And it's down to the execution of bowlers. I mean, you can nail down Babar Azam's captaincy, but when you've got the quality of bowling, let's not forget Hassan Ali, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, even Iftikhar are all experienced campaigners. And I think now Shaheen and Haris Rauf have conceded probably in the top 3 most runs in this World Cup.
Yep.
So Shaheen might have picked up 16 wickets, but he hasn't been able to stem the flow of runs, which has been a talking point that Pakistan bowlers haven't been consistent enough to hold that good length area and apply pressure.
Yeah, 20 overs and 1 for 175 between Shaheen and Rauf, which is a shame, Anil, because at the start of the day, Urooj said there's a sense of confidence on Pakistan. Almost the tournament can be reset. You win today, and who knows, you could possibly have results go in your favour. They've played, again, 50 overs that we don't quite understand why a Shaheen and Haris Rauf are looking so blunt.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yes, all of them are wicket takers, but you will get wickets if you put a proper sequence in place. You can't just come and run in and pretend that, okay, I have pace, I can get you out. You still have to bowl in good areas, consistently, create pressure on the batting, which none of the Pakistan bowlers did. To an extent, Wasim Jr. did in his first spell, but again, you know, so many wides. I think they conceded about 17, 20 runs and extras.
26 extras.
Yeah, 26 extras. And then out of that, almost 20 runs and wide. 17 wide. So you can't expect fast bowlers to come in and spray the ball like that and then pick wickets and put pressure on the batting. And that's exactly what happened throughout Ravindra's innings and Kane Williamson. Yes, both of them batted brilliantly, but the Pakistan bowlers never put any pressure on the batting.
Yeah, they never looked as though they were you were putting a bit, one or two off one over, then 2 off another over to really think, right, there's a wicket here, there's a big shock here, and you hear in the field, you hear when you're on the field, when you are building a partnership, you hear there's a big shot coming, and normally when you hear a fielder say there's a big shot coming, it's because partnership is developing both sides from a bowling point of view to put pressure on the batter. I didn't see that today. I think after about 35, 36 overs, there was more boundaries than there was overs bowled. And then you put in the 26 extras into that. Just shows the ill discipline from the... and a little bit of, not mixed messaging, but I think Baba has took some, I think, undue criticism in this tournament. But if you've got 4 seamers and you bring your spinner into the power play... I think that tells you straight away that you've picked the wrong team from the very, very start.
Yeah, is that the feeling? I think let's get Urooj and Mitch in as well. New Zealand have probably read this surface better with the type of team they've gone. Mitch?
Yeah, clearly it looks that way, and it makes sense that they did play Sodhi now, looking at that wicket. I do just want to touch on the batting innings of Kane Williamson, and the other night, Harmy, we spoke with Matthew Hayden about Van der Dusen needing to up the ante and not look at milestones, and we brought Kane Williamson up as a really good example of accelerating in that middle phase and not worrying about getting 100. And we saw that again today, the acceleration in the 20 to 30 overs. They hit 86 runs off 10 overs, accelerate up to 8.6 and over. That's what you need from your number 3 to assess the wicket, assess what's a good score, and be selfless in his approach to the innings. So that was a great example for any number 3 out there, and even in this tournament, if you're watching from a different country, on how to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a good point as well, because if there is a bit of a stutter, then later you can still recover, get yourself 400, not keep the opposition in the game.
Reading the surface and assessing conditions, then sort of trying to understand that, okay, this is the score that you require. And since New Zealand were in a position of strength, especially after that 20-23 overs, it was important that one of them just took the pressure off the rest of the batters coming in, and Kane Williamson was brilliant in that. He just ensured that whenever the spinners came on, he used his feet to the off spinner, put him over long off. Yes, he got out in that fashion, but I mean, there's never a doubt about Kane Williamson. The way he goes about, he assessed conditions really well, and again, another brilliant innings.
You say there's never a doubt, but sometimes you still have doubt, right? The amount of injuries the man's had, he's not getting any younger, yet he comes back.
No, that's the class. That's the class.
There might be a doubt on his body, but there's definitely not a doubt on his hands and his ability to, and the ability to score runs. And from a bowling point of view, to sort of counterbalance what the guys have been saying, if that's happening, if there's boundary stemming, and you have got 4 seamers, you should have a simple plan to say, right, we're going to block one side of the ground off. We're going to make you hit in a certain area. And you know what? If you hit it for 6 over 2 men on the leg side, because we're bowling into sort of middle and leg full, then hats off, well played. If you go deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and you bowl full and straight, and you see the ball go for 6, then you're saying, fair enough, that's a great shot because that's how we're trying to bowl. I didn't see at any point during Pakistan's innings there where they could cut one end of the field off. There was boundaries scored on both sides of the wickets, and there were boundaries were scored at will.
All right, Urooj, let's see if we have anything to look forward to from a Pakistan point of view in this game going forward. I'd love to say, well, how will they play the spin, but we don't really have much of a sample size to go with. If the car, as it turns out, didn't bowl too badly, 1 for 55 at 6.87, you think he's still one of the better bowlers of the day, but we're expecting a lot of spin in the second innings. How do Pakistan approach this? Do they stand any chance?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. You have to be practical about this. Pakistan's batting, yes, they might have scored 344 against Sri Lanka. They might have scored 305 against Australia, but this is a 400 mammoth total. It doesn't suit Pakistan's style of batting. It doesn't suit Pakistan's template of batting where they don't make use of the power play. They don't play the middle overs very well, and they keep too much for the back end far too often, and that doesn't pay dividends all the time. You work yourself back and you probably put down, say, 100 maybe at the last 10. Pakistan still need to be 340 overs. That's 7.5 runs and over. So all of that doesn't marry up to Pakistan's way, unfortunately. So what Pakistan will have to do, they will have to be brave. They will have to take the attack on, and they will have to come out with the intent and the belief that they can bat. They will have pace on offer from Ferguson and from Bolt. It is a high-scoring venue. The pitch is still played quite decently, so they will have to come out looking to first impact the power play and then stitch up big partnerships just like New Zealand did. But I think it's going to be a very tall ask, Pakistan chasing down 402.
Yeah, Mitch, all yours. They've got just the two seamers. Wonder if Williamson's just going to get 20 overs through before any weather comes around with bowl lots of spin, maybe a bit of Glenn Phillips, but that's what we're expecting from New Zealand.
Yeah, first and foremost, you've got two experienced opening bowlers who know how to pick the right ball out of the box. So that's already in favour for New Zealand. So good start there. Yeah, you're right. He might just charge through. Mitchell Santner has been bowling the 8th over in every game. He might even bowl a little bit earlier, and Glenn Phillips is definitely going to be in there. Ish Sodhi's getting through his overs quickly now as well. Expect him to bowl a little bit faster than we've probably seen him bowl in previous years, and are really trying to hit the top of the stump. So I'm excited to see him bowl and how he goes under the pressure, because he might be a consistent fixture going forward if he performs well today.
You're looking forward to Ish Sodhi. We were surprised that perhaps they didn't get him in earlier, but at the Chinnaswamy with 400 runs to defend, that's a dream.
Yeah, it is. I think on this surface, I think he'll bowl well. It's not going to be easy, because I'm sure the Pakistan batsmen, if at all they have a chance, they'll have to go hard against the bowlers. And yeah, Ish Sodhi, I thought, would be in the starting lineup from New Zealand, even from the start of the World Cup. But he's got an opportunity here, and he has runs on the board. So yeah, great time to just pick some wickets.
Yeah, I'll spare the predictions from Mitch and Urooj. We leave it there, right? Thank you very much. We'll have a chat with Mitch McClenaghan and Urooj Mumtaz at the end of this game. Let's just get a quick comment from Steve Harmison and Anil Kumble on what's going on in Ahmedabad. 52 for 2 at the moment after Josh Butler's won the toss and put Australia in with the same team.
Yeah, put Australia in, same team. When I see now, I just couldn't understand that the same team is getting 2 points in 6 games when you have to win to qualify for the Champions Trophy. So that was an interesting call, but England again started a little bit inconsistently, a few wide balls, a few short balls, and then a couple of good wicket balls. So I think at the end of the power play, I think he would have took 52 for 2 against this powerful Australia side. So all good at the start for England, but England their problems not with the ball, their problems with the bat.
Would you have welcomed perhaps a change with some of the players that are on the bench that might?
Yeah, I think England got it wrong in the first few games where they made a lot of changes. Yeah. They chopped and changed, and when it was time to change, they've kept the same team, which is a bit of a strange thing. I expected Sam Curran to come in, Harry Brook, because if you're looking at, I know England still have a mathematical chance of qualifying, but today it's going to be challenging.
Look at his poor face when you said that.
No, I mean, he's obviously Fakhar Zaman has to score 150 in 50 balls. Yeah. If Pakistan win that game, then yes, they certainly have a chance. But I thought this was a great opportunity for someone like Harry Brook, and and Sam Curran to come in and play.
I'm trying to get us to finish 8th, never mind 4th.
Make it to the Champions Trophy.
I'll be happy if we get to the Champions Trophy,
word.
never mind.
Right.
Get to 4th.
Decent service from whatever we could see at Ahmedabad. First innings score for Australia that you sense they'll get, or what England would like to
I think England, because England have been inconsistent with the bat, I don't think England want to be chasing anything over sort of 270, 275. It looks a decent surface. It has done a little bit. There was a couple of reviews, not sure whether to go, not to go, which nipped away and nipped back. So from that point of view, there is something in it early, but I don't think England want to be chasing more than 275 with the sort of underperforming batting unit they've got out there.
They're going to have to do it differently, Australia, today, because Smith and Labuschagne are in together quite early, both going at strike rates of Smith 17 of 22 as we speak, and Labuschagne 11 of 24. You sense it's an important innings for them personally. Once Marsh and Maxwell are back and ready, may not have room for both.
Oh yes, I think Australia is similar to even England. I mean, Joe Root and David Malan, both of them sort of bat together in the top, and similarly for Australia, Smith and Labuschagne. It'll probably be only room for one of them when those two come back. So yes, it's a very important innings, and for Australia too. I mean, this partnership is crucial because Stoinis hasn't played much in this
Green
World
hasn't
Cup.
played much.
So they need one of these guys to bat big and deep, bat deeper as well. So it's going to be a very important innings for Australia.
You did feel on the eve of this game that your chances are good, even though it's been a bad tournament. How are you feeling right now? Are you still sensing?
No, I'm still sensing. I'm still sensing. I'm back in England. I always see, the glass is full rather than sort of half empty that it's been in this tournament. I think we've got to come good. I would like to have seen a change. I would like to have seen Josh Buttler go at the top to really sort of take advantage of the power play. That might happen. We don't know, but I think all good from a ball point of view. The problem for England is turning up with a bat, and that's what we need to nail down second half.
All right. Just before I leave, Anil, let me ask him for a little more information of his home city, because I believe that the covers are on at the Chinnaswamy, and there's some bright sunshine.
Yeah, there was some rain a couple of days back, which is generally it gets much cooler around this time. It was still warm when I left home a couple of days ago, but yeah, I mean it won't be.
Wouldn't be a consistent downpour.
It'll just clear up, and I'm sure you'll get a full game.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, Anil Kumble, Steve Harmison. More from these fine gents at the end of the New Zealand-Pakistan game, and we'll also get you an update at the end of the innings from Australia-England at some point. So it's a big day with the fate of the rest of the league as well up at arms, and you could see the entire semi-final slots just taken care of if we see Australia and New Zealand get the win. New Zealand done half the job. So join us for Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Matchday. Do download the mobile app. It'll have you covered with everything happening from both venues and all around for the world of cricket. We will see you at the end of the New Zealand-Pakistan game.
Stunning looks, then swift